welcome to Edison Open House Global Healthcare 2021. In this session, we're going to be showcasing the work of Midatech Pharma. It's a company that focuses on improving the biodelivery and distribution of medicines, and I'm delighted to welcome their CEO, Stephen Stamp. Stephen, hello.
Hello.
Well, you develop a medicine and then you need the wizards. And by the wizards, I mean the geniuses that are so little appreciated in the industry, but they're absolutely critical to drug delivery, and that's the formulation scientists. Now, Midatech has some very interesting technologies. One called Cusfera, which is 3D printing of bioresorbable polymer microspheres, and also MidaCore gold particles and MidaSolve. So, Stephen, tell me a bit more about these technologies and why they're so necessary to the distribution and delivery of medicines in the body.
Well, Vivienne, my colleagues would be delighted to hear you talk about them in those glowing terms. The deliveries technologies that we have all have a common theme, and that is to improve the biodistribution and biodelivery of medicines, which can mean a number of things, actually on three levels. First of all, and they're always first for the patients, we're looking to optimize clinical solutions for them by delivering drugs, for example, through long-acting injectables over periods of weeks and sometimes up to 6 months. We can also use our technologies to remove the peaks and troughs that are generally associated with immediate release products. And by doing that, we can maintain drug levels in the body within a desired therapeutic window. And then lastly, by converting inherently insoluble drugs into soluble drugs, they can be injected and delivered directly to the site of injury, avoiding systemic toxicity, and therefore at higher doses. So those are the advantages for patients, but there are also advantages for the healthcare system. We think we can take costs out of the system by improving patient compliance, and that means less breakthrough episodes and ER visits. And then secondly, we also have the potential for self-administration at the home, resulting in fewer office and hospital visits for patients. And then lastly, for the licensee partner, which we hope to secure, we can deliver more reliable and cheaper production methods and life cycle management opportunities. So three types of advantages at three levels for three different people.
I want to talk in particular about the product that's come out of your MidaSolve technology, MTX 110. Tell me a bit about that, because you're focusing on brain cancers and particularly glioma, which is a hideously difficult cancer to treat. Tell us why MidaSolve is so important here.
An important scientist goes by the name of Grasso, looked at a panel of chemotherapeutic agents against human cell lines of brain cancer. And he determined that panobinostat was significantly the most effective agent. The problem with panobinostat, it is currently used for multiple myeloma, is that it is inherently insoluble. And because of that, it cannot be injected or delivered in liquid form to the body. So what we did was we used our MidaSolve technology to convert it from insoluble to a soluble product. And by doing that, we're able to deliver the drug directly into the tumor in the brain via a catheter system. So we can get much higher doses than you would normally get taking the product orally. In fact, close to 100,000 times the dose, and therefore much more effectiveness at the site of the tumor and less systemic toxicity.
And presumably your business is all about partnerships with the companies, or are you developing products yourself?
So our strategy, Vivienne, is to take our products to proof of concept stage and then look to secure a licensee partner to take the product on through human clinical trials.
And what are your current big projects?
So MTX 110 is one of them, where we have just reported actually very encouraging data from an intractable brain cancer called DIPG in children. We did that study with UCSF. We're now working on a second DIPG study with a different catheter system, and we're about to embark on a pilot study in glioblastoma multiforme, which is the adult version of DIPG. And then we have, I think, a total of 8 programs that we're working on in our Cusfera technology with a whole range of different molecules.
Tell me a bit more about Cusfera, because that's an intriguing technology. I mean, essentially using almost a bubble to deliver a drug, and then but in fact not a bubble, but made of a polymer, and then the body resorbs it. Correct.
Yes, Cusfera is a bioresorbable PLGA-based microsphere technology. So what we do is we encapsulate a drug in a PLGA microsphere. These are injected into the body, and then they biodegrade over a period of time and release the drug in a predictable and programmable way over a period of up to 6 months. So that's what I was talking about in terms of avoiding the peaks and troughs that you get in terms of blood levels with an immediate release product. There are several multi-billion-dollar PLGA-based products already on the market, and they use an old technology, an emulsion-based technology for their manufacture. We have a patented piezo printing technology, and the advantage of that is, well, first of all, much less capex and a much smaller footprint, less than 200 square meters. But the product we produce, the microspheres, are homogeneous in nature, both in terms of their size variability and in terms of their drug loading. And therefore, we're able to deliver drug in a much more predictable and uniform way, patient to patient.
So this is the 3D printing.
Correct.
It is intriguing, and so you've really got a substantial product there that is actually, it seems to have drawn ahead of its competitors.
We believe it's got pretty substantial advantages, and we have 2 partnerships, one with Dr. Reddy's, a company you may be familiar with, and there's a second partnership with a European affiliate of a global health company, one of the largest companies on earth. And they've actually opted now to work with us on 3 of their proprietary molecules.
So take us through the next 12 months and the kind of data that you're expecting.
So we will deliver in vivo data. This was preclinical animal studies for our 2 in-house programs in Cusfera, and look to get a licensee on the back of those data. We will deliver proof of concept for 2 of our 3 partners in the next 12 months, and hopefully that will trigger a license. We will deliver pilot data from a DIPG study that's ongoing with Columbia University this year. And we will deliver pilot data from a study that's ongoing with the University of Texas in medulloblasoma, which is another type of brain cancer, also this year.
And you've already alluded to the partnerships that you have. What's your partnership strategy? Do you find that people are coming to you? I imagine they are. Or are you specifically developing a product and then researching the market to find the companies that would most benefit from the use of that technology or product?
So we realigned our strategy actually in beginning of second quarter of last year, moving from a more or less singular focus on a product called MTD-201, which at the time was the closest product to market, to a multiple, we're calling it a shots on goal strategy, broadening our pipeline, as I said, to 8 active projects. And what we like to do is have a balanced portfolio of internal programs based on already marketed products where we're in control of the product and the timelines. We balance that with external programs where we're working on the proprietary molecules of our partners, where we're not so much in control of the timelines. So we're looking for a balance there, Vivienne.
And what's your plan in terms of funding?
So we currently have enough cash on hand as a result of 2 small fundraisers we did last year to last the company, assuming all products proceed to plan through to the 4th quarter of this year. And that's without securing any milestones from licensing partners. That will be our first port of call, licensing from milestone partners. In the medium term, we will be looking to secure additional milestones from other projects. And then in the long term, we're looking to create a sustainable, profitable business on the back of royalties from our partners.
So that's where you see your principal income stream of the future is in royalties from partners.
Yes, we don't have a current intention to take products to market ourselves. We're going to follow the biotech model, at least for the time being.
Stephen, are you anticipating any challenges in your go-to-market strategy?
There are always challenges. The pharmaceutical graveyard, frankly, is full of products that have failed to meet the expectations of their inventors or the regulators. Our approach, we believe, is both pragmatic and designed to optimize our chances of success. We're working mostly with approved products with known safety profiles. And other than a couple of small-scale pilot studies in MTX-110, we're not really undertaking expensive clinical trials. So sure, our long-term future is dependent upon securing licensees for our products, but our multiple shots on goal strategy, we think, gives us more chances to achieve that success.
Thank you very much. That was so interesting, and I defer to no one in my admiration for formulation scientists.
Thank you.
Thank you.